For a while now, I've been sharing with you the mystery of our identity, our social identity, our professional identity, our um, personal identity, our intimate identity, our universal identity, our identity as an ongoing evolution of the total universe, etc., etc. And as one goes through the awakening process, you begin to understand that identity is a very fluid construct. Identity is a very fluid construct. An individual's identity is often perceived as a unique and self contained construct, a singular essence that defines who they are. But examined closely, and it becomes evident that identity is not formed in isolation. Rather, it is the result of a confluence of relationships, situations, circumstances, and experiences. In this sense, our identities are deeply intertwined with the people we interact with and the environments we navigate. We are, in essence, the sum of our relationships. From the moment we are born, our identity begins to take shape through our relationships with caregivers and family members. And these early interactions provide the foundation for our sense of self. A child learns about love, trust, and communication through their bonds with parents or guardians. And these relationships influence how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. For instance, a nurturing and supportive environment may foster confidence and self-assurance, while a neglectful or critical one could lead to insecurities. Thus, even at this early stage of life, identity is not isolated, but a reflection of related dynamics. As we grow older and expand our social circles, our relationships continue to play a pivotal role in shaping our identity. Friendships during adolescence often act as mirrors through which we explore our values, interests, and aspirations. And peer groups can influence everything from fashion choices to moral beliefs, demonstrating how identity evolves through interaction with others. Similarly, romantic relationships can profoundly impact the sense of self by introducing new perspectives and emotional experiences that come from these connections. And so, as we continue to engage in relationships, we discover facets of ourselves that we may not have encountered otherwise. And then beyond personal relationships, broader social contexts also contribute to our identity. Situations such as educational experiences, workplace dynamics, participation in community, on and on. So these encounters compel us to adapt and grow, integrating new elements into our understanding. So if we reframe everything I've shared with you right now in Eastern philosophical traditions, then what I've just said can be understood within the framework of karma. Here, the concept of identity is often understood as a confluence of karmic entanglements, a web of interconnected actions, relationships, and experiences that shape who we are. And this perspective aligns with the idea that our sense of self is not an isolated entity, but rather a dynamic process influenced by cumulative effects of past and present interactions. So, in this sense, our identity is not fixed or independent. It is fluid and deeply intertwined with the karmic threads that bind us to others and the world around us. Karma, as a principle, suggests that every action generates consequences, creating ripples that extend beyond an individual's immediate experience. And these ripples form connections, entanglements with others, shaping not only external circumstances, but also the inner dimensions of identity. From this viewpoint, who we are is inseparable from the relationships and situations we have encountered across time. Our thoughts, words, and deeds create patterns of cause and effect that influence how we perceive ourselves and how we perceive others. At birth, an individual enters life already bearing the imprints of karmic entanglements. These imprints are shaped by familial bonds, cultural contexts, inherited circumstances. For instance, one's family environment may reflect karmic debts or credits from past actions, influencing early development and identity formation. The nurturing or challenges experienced in these initial relationships sets the stage for how one navigates future connections and encounters. So, as life unfolds, every relationship becomes an opportunity to deepen or untangle these karmic ties. Friendships, romantic partnerships, fleeting interactions contribute to this intricate web. Each connection carries lessons, opportunities for growth or resolution that leave lasting impressions on one's sense of self. For example, a difficult relationship may serve as a catalyst for developing patience or compassion, while a supportive bond might reinforce confidence and love. In this way, identity evolves as individuals engage with the karmic dynamics present in their relationships. So, this Eastern understanding of karma emphasizes also the impermanence and interdependence of identity. Just as no action exists in isolation, no individual exists apart from the web of relationships and experiences that define them. Therefore, identity is not a fixed essence, but a flowing river shaped by countless tributaries, each representing a karmic thread connecting us to others. And this view dissolves the illusion of separateness and highlights the profound interconnectedness of all beings. So, this explains in many ways why yogic and Buddhist traditions also refer to our physical body as the conceptual or karmic body, because in reality, what we call the physical body is a manifestation of karmic influences and tendencies. And this perspective arises from the understanding that karma, actions driven by intention, creates both the circumstances of one's life and the very form of physical existence takes place. The body, in this sense, is not merely a biological entity, but a vessel shaped by the interplay of past deeds, thoughts, and desires. So, karma is understood as the force that drives the cycle of birth, death, and then the recycling of birth, death, known as samsara. At the moment of death, the karmic energy generated by one's actions determines the conditions of rebirth, including the form of the physical body. This process is referred to as reproductive karma and explains why each individual is born into specific circumstances with particular physical and mental characteristics. The body, therefore, becomes a reflection of accumulated karmic imprints from other lifetimes. In yogic traditions, the body is considered a repository of karmic patterns or samskaras, subtle impressions left by past actions. These patterns influence not only one's physical form, but also mental and emotional tendencies. Yoga views these karmic imprints as being stored within the energetic layers of the body, particularly in the chakras or energy centers. And the practice of yoga aims to release these karmic entanglements by harmonizing the body and mind, thereby loosening the grip of karma on individuals. This process allows one to transcend these different identities and transcend even identification with the physical body and access deeper and higher states of consciousness. Similarly, the term conceptual body also reflects the idea that our perception of who we are is rooted in identification with the body, but it is shaped by karmic influences. And from this perspective, the physical body is not an independent or permanent entity, but a temporary manifestation arising from interconnected causes and conditions. In Jainism, for example, karma is described as subtle matter that binds to the soul due to vibrations caused by mental, verbal, or physical activities. This karmic matter shapes one's physical state and life experiences until it is dissolved through spiritual practice. So, referring to the body as karmic or conceptual entities underscores both its impermanence and its interconnectedness with all experiences in the past. It serves as a reminder that liberation from samsara requires transcending attachment to physical form and recognizing its role as a vehicle for spiritual growth. By understanding this relationship between karma and embodiment, we can aim to purify our actions and intentions, thereby transforming our karmic trajectory and moving closer to liberation or enlightenment, which is identifying with the source of all experience and the superposition of possibilities in the singularity of our essence, Anandamaya Kosha, and therefore being totally independent of karma and enjoying the creative, joyful play of evolution through our karmic or conceptual body. This is the real purpose of having a body, a vehicle for spiritual growth and liberation. Close your eyes right now and think of something that happened in the past which was unpleasant. Feel your body. Doesn't feel that good. Now close your eyes and remember a beautiful, joyful experience. The body feels different. At all times, your body reflects your internal dialogue, which in turn reflects your karma, memory, desire, and imagination. If we understand that the body is not a physical object, but actually a conceptual and karmic projection of consciousness, then we can use our body for spiritual growth, enlightenment, and freedom. Enjoy the creative play of the evolutionary impulse of the universe through us. Okay. A book that would go along with what I said could be Life After Death and also the Book of Secrets. And my current book is Digital Dharma. I've mentioned this many times before. If you want to engage with me, you can also go to deepakchopra.ai.